And this beautiful lady with an incredible voice is on the show. She's performing for us on the show. We have a conversation and then she performs live on the AM show. So you definitely have to stick for that. But it's a Friday. Let's get into our Relationship Friday segment, which is Dear AM. That's a segment where you write to us if you have any relationship issues. And then we will try and get people to come in as well as somebody who's got an expertise in that particular area, and then we'll see how we can all help to resolve your issue. So today we receive a letter from Akosia, who writes to us from Soto. Here is Akosia's letter.
Dear AM, my husband had a short fling with a woman just before we got married, but while we were dating. In effect, he cheated during our courtship. He later came clean and told me about it because he said it made him realize that he wanted to move on with me and take our relationship to the next level. I forgave him, probably because we hadn't been going out that long and we never really spoke about it again. We got married after 2 years of dating and we have now been together for 4 years. Dear AM, just last month, a friend told me she had heard that my husband has had a child with someone else. I was totally shocked and expected him to tell me it wasn't true, and it is exactly what he did. He swore heaven and earth that it was not true. I went through his phone last week only to see pictures of him with a baby and another woman, the mother of the child. He said he didn't tell me because he didn't know about the baby until he was a few months old, and he panicked, thinking I might dump him. I can't believe he intended to keep this a secret from me. I hate that he lied to me about something this big, and it feels like I barely know him at all. I've lost confidence in myself and our marriage. Dear AM, I was really happy before this, and we were even planning on trying for another baby. We are both Christians, a reason, and I'm devastated. He's even an elder in our church. We have 2 children of our own. Help me, dear AM. Akosia, Sotom, Accra.
And that's Akosia's letter to us, her issues. My husband has had a child outside our marriage. What do I do? How do we break this this issue down? Roland Walker, I'm just thinking that. So initially when the guy went out, even though they were dating, she forgave him after he said it. And then there was a child, but the man didn't say because and he kept denying it, because she said, if I do or if I did, she was going to dump me. You know, but this is even bigger than just you going out to cheat. This is you cheating with the result right in front of you. And then you say, you can tell me about the cheating, but you can't tell me about the one that has the results. You know, it's like a very, I don't know, but this is big, this is huge.
Yeah.
This is huge.
For me, what I'll say was that the lady, Akosia, had seen the signal the first time about something wishy-washy about the gentleman.
Because he
had done something the first time prior to marriage.
Yeah, I mean, like, so he does something and then you can't forgive him and move on.
Well, so they've forgiven. They've now transitioned into the marriage. And of course, with the gentleman living the life of a very responsible man who has 2 children with Akosia, and also being an elder in the church, presupposes that he's a very so-called responsible man, or is living good for the public eye or for the society. But he seemed to be living a certain double life. And the double life would then raise questions about what was he not getting at home for which he was living the double life.
Well, what was he not getting when he was dating? Because remember, this didn't start when he got married. It started way before the marriage.
Yeah, but it's not the same one. It looks like somebody else, not the same person. That
it sounded like, okay, shall we take the letter again? Sounded to me like this is the same woman.
My husband had a short fling with a woman just before we got married, but while we were dating. In effect, he cheated during our courtship. He later came clean and told me about it because he said it made him realize that he wanted to move on with me and take our relationship to the next level. I forgave him, probably because we hadn't been going out that long and we never really spoke about it again. We got married after 2 years of dating and we have now been together for 4 years. Dear AM, Just last month, a friend told me she had heard that my husband has had a child with someone else. I was totally shocked and expected him to tell me it wasn't true, and it is exactly what he did. He swore heaven and earth that it was not true. I went through his phone last week only to see pictures of him with a baby and another woman, the mother of the child. He said he didn't tell me because he didn't know about the baby until he was a few months old, and he panicked, thinking I might dump him. I can't believe he intended to keep this a secret from me. I hate that he lied to me about something this big, and it feels like I barely know him at all. I've lost confidence in myself and our marriage. Dear AM, I was really happy before this, and we were even planning on trying for another baby. We are both Christians, a reason, and I'm devastated. He's even an elder in our church. We have 2 children of our own. Help me, dear AM. Akosia, Sotum, Accra.
Okay.
So you get it.
This is a habitual. So I said something yesterday when we were talking about the robbery issues. This is you seeing it in 3D before it was in black and white. Yeah.
So you said it this morning.
No, I said it. I know I said it yesterday. So this is him before. Actually, this is him. This has always been him. Except that now you're experiencing it because you're much closer and you can see it. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the question is that I asked the first time. It looks like the gentleman was living a double life, but the lady also had seen signs that there was something amiss with the gentleman's word of commitment to her.
That was the first time before they got married.
Exactly.
You know.
So
you want to overlook it and
so the second time that she is discovering this is when there's a child.
Yeah.
So I'm asking question: is it that he wasn't getting something in the marriage, in the home with her?
Is that the
when
first
these things,
question you want to ask?
No, it's
what
one
if
of
he
several
wasn't
questions
getting?
that
What
I
if
want
it
to
wasn't getting?
Yeah, I'm asking. No, the thing is, if I put myself in Akusia's shoes, I'll be asking, well, if the gentleman, let's say, is called the Gabriel, what is Gabriel not getting with me, for which, even after 2 children, he still would have to go and have another child, or even go and have an affair, subsequently leading to a child? Because even before you have a child, it's a decision point. You understand? So at the end of the day, those questions have to be answered. And then also we have to ask about the commitment of Gabriel, because the gentleman seemed to be in a certain position of trying to ask for the forgiveness of the wife. It means that he still wants a marriage. So you still want the marriage, but you have a child outside marriage.
In fact, you're doing stuff outside.
Well, so
this is just a result of the things you've been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's been, well, he could, maybe it's a one time, maybe it's a habit.
Wait. So, you know, when we took the letter again, the one time was 2 years.
The one time that she discovered.
That was 2 years after they settled down. This is 4 years on. That's an issue with someone.
Yeah. So then you begin to ask yourself
for how long has he been doing this?
And is it with different people?
Yeah.
You know, how come I didn't get to notice all this? You know, because you get to ask yourself questions. What is it with me that, or what was he not getting with me that he was getting with somebody else? You put yourself in such a position. And for me, the decision has to be with her.
Yeah, true.
She has to make that decision. True. Because they have 2 children, and
they were actually planning on having a third.
Yeah.
When she discovered this.
For me, if I was in her stead, I wouldn't have divorced if I still love the gentleman. Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. I don't think that
you're still thinking love here.
Yeah. So if I still love the gentleman and the gentleman has shown enough remorse, fine. But if I want to still move on, you know, I feel abused, disrespected, not trusted, because trust then becomes something that you have to work on.
She's almost depressed now.
Yeah, you don't only work on the trust, you work on yourself, because women are in a certain position of themselves in evolution. They've been created differently. Their psyche is different. The way they think is different. And so if I'm the woman, I have to keep asking myself these questions. Do I want to go through all this? Do I want to reinvent myself for him or for the marriage? or for the children? If it's for the children alone, can I go alone and will the children be okay? You know, so you ask yourself.
And then when
question.
he steps out, you'd be thinking, where
Exactly.
is he really going to where he says he's going?
Exactly.
Well, listen, this is way beyond us now. So let's get into the conversation. Reverend Oscar Siripi, who is a counselor. Rev, good morning to you. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, Mama V.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Oh, very well, thank you. So you've read Akosia's letter to us on Dear AM. How are you going to approach it?
Good morning to your viewers. The foundations of our marriage are very important. The way you marry. So the lady said, what she wrote was that before they got married, something happened. So when she was going to the marriage, she knew about the possibility of that guy doing that thing again. Marriage is not a panacea for moral weakness. I repeat, marriage is not the panacea for moral issues. So, for example, this lady has issues with men. She likes going out with different men. When I marry her, she says, no. This guy has problem with alcohol or smoking or with women. Marriage will not change that person. So once she knew about it, something happened before they got married. She had a choice at that time to say, because of the way this guy behaved, I want to move on.
But Reverend, I'm thinking that this is something that a lot of us would easily overlook and say, no, yes, listen, he's told me about it. He's cheated once and I have forgiven him.
And so when you marry and the guy is going on the same tangent, you can't complain. Yes. So that forms the foundation of your marriage, that you are ready to accept certain things.
So, Rev, are there not people who would do it and never do it again? Now, people who would do it and mean the fact that they are sorry they did it and never...
I am saying that when you accept that situation, what you are telling yourself is that I am ready for anything that happens with this guy or this lady.
So Akosia should essentially blame herself and know that this was coming.
So, yes, so right from the beginning, something happened. And that formed the foundation of their marriage. And she said that they never spoke about it. And that was another mistake. So
well, after the apology.
I want to spend the rest of my life. This is my life. You have done A, B, C, D. That has the probability of affecting the marriage in future. I have to bring in somebody. Go to a counselor and seek advice. That this is what has happened. I'm going to marry. And this is what the guy has done. Should I go ahead to marry or not? Don't say we didn't talk about it and we moved on. That thing has happened again. And now you are married. Okay, so I'm saying that people should be very careful about the things that they accept when they are going to marry.
Okay.
Because when you do that, the impression you are getting is that whatever happens in future, I am ready for it. So you don't accept somebody who is into women or somebody who gave birth before you got married. Once you were courting with the person was not faithful to you, and then when you married and the person repeats the same thing, you can't complain.
Okay. Rev, I get you. But now that we are here, because this is where Akosia is, so she missed that step and she's here. What's the way forward?
She has options. Number one, like somebody was saying at the bar, I heard a lady saying that she has an option. Either to stay in the marriage or to leave. Because the Bible even says that, even if you are going to leave, because the lady says that the guy is an elder in the church. Right? So that's why I'm going to use the Bible. Because he's an elder, the Bible says that unless for marital unfaithfulness or for infidelity, you can choose to divorce. So she has an option. Now I have come to this point of my marriage. This guy did this thing before we got married. He has repeated it. I want to move on with my life. Or I want to stay. Now, if she wants to stay in the marriage, then the two of them must avail themselves for counseling. Because she has to go through a process of healing. And the lady spoke about trust. Because you see, for you to be in any relationship with anybody, be it business, be it marriage, what you need, the bedrock of that relationship is trust. Once trust is compromised, that's it. So then you have to go through a process of healing so that you can restore the trust back into the marriage. But if you just say, oh, I want to accept him because of the children, you are going to have problems to trust. And once you're having problems in a marriage about trust, there will not be peace.
So
there will always be tension, and then eventually the marriage will collapse. So she must take that decision. Look, I want to be in that marriage, and because of that, let's avail ourselves to go through a process of healing by seeing a counselor, someone that can help us to go through that process.
Okay. Is it any easier if you make a decision on that child? If, for instance, because I know some women will say, let me adopt the child or bring the child in, so that you are not using the child as an excuse and continuing that relationship with that other woman.
But you see, now she's dealing with 2 children, no one. Before and after. So they have 2. Now they are all 4 in number.
No, now they are all 3, because he has 2 with the one that he lives with, and then 1 from outside.
Yes, so I'm saying that the issue is about the marriage, not the children. If you have the children, fine. What about the marriage? What happens to the marriage? This issue of, oh, because of the children. Yes, I understand. Because of the children. But what about the marriage? What happens to the marriage? So if I want to be there because of the child, bring in that child. But I'm saying that what happens to that marriage? Let's go through a process of healing. Let's see a counselor. Let's see how the trust can be restored. Because even if I bring your child to the house and I don't trust you, what happens to the marriage?
Reverend, finally, I have to ask you this. Have you seen people go through this same situation and come out strong? Has it worked afterwards?
Because of the work I do. I don't want to be giving examples on radio or TV because I'm dealing with people's issues. And the moment I say, oh, and this one did that, this one did, somebody sitting somewhere and will say, oh, counselor is using my, whatever I did with him to give an example. So I won't go there. But general advice. There are people who have come out stronger because they went through the right processes. There's a process that you have to go through, and you'll be healed emotionally, and then you can forgive, and then trust is restored. Because at the end of the day, the bedrock of all we are doing is trust. And if I cannot trust you, I will not be able to spend the rest of my life with you. It's trust, trust, and trust. And if that trust is undermined, if that trust is compromised, and there's no process that we have to go through to restore that trust, and for me to be healed emotionally, for the rest of your life, you will be in that marriage, and you will be happy.
Yeah. Okay, Rev. Thank you very much for your intervention this morning. That's Reverend Oscar Serupi, who is a counselor, saying it just as it is. And I think the first part of his presentation would go to you who is not married, who's dating, so that you can check some of these things, because sometimes they can really hit very hard at you. And then you go back and then you ask, did I marry right? Did I miss the signs? Should I have done this? And I didn't do. It comes back and it haunts you. So I hope that you take that first part of the submission really, really serious. And then to the meat of it. Let's activate the phone lines now. You can also send us WhatsApp messages.
Yeah,
you can give us a call
already.
030221169102. Let's hear some of the messages.
Okay, so as we wait for those calls, we have this one. No name there. It says, very interesting. I like the question that Roland posed, that he may not have been getting something at home. Indeed, the man is living a double life, and in this way, he seems... I will advise both of them to seek counseling and deliverance, you say. This one is also coming from Doka. Says, Akusia saw a red light and yes, she committed herself. Forgive him and move on with the life, but don't trust him again. It's a crazy world. And that's Doka's from Kofodia.
All right, let's speak to Benis in Kokofu. Good morning, Benis.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for calling. Let's hear you.
Yes, with regards to Akusia's situation, I just wanted to let her know that as a Christian, as she says she is, as a matter of fact, the Bible
Hello, Benis.
Hello.
Okay, we're losing you, but I see what the problem is. Turn down the volume on that television set so we can speak through the phone, okay? And when you call us, kindly turn down the volume on your television set when you call. Otherwise, we'll get a feedback and the conversation will not flow. So we can speak through the phone. Benis, if you've done that, let's hear you.
All right. With regards to Akosia, I just wanted Akosia to know that, in fact, as a Christian as she is, just as it was said earlier, she had the option to either give up or perhaps stay with him. But then if he chooses to stay with him, then she should be ready to live with the person as she knows now that he is her husband.
So she should endure. She should just continue to endure.
No, the decision actually is in her hands. If she decides to leave, then she has made no mistake, because the Bible, the only way a person can get divorced is by virtue of the other committing adultery, and he has. So if he decides to leave, then she's actually not made any mistake. But then if she also tries to forgive, it is all based on her own decision. She can also choose to do the same. But then she should know that as the person as he has turned out to be, he can wrongly do the same thing again.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Benis, thank you very much. Let's speak to Francis. Francis is in Tamale. Francis, good morning. Thank you for reaching out.
Good morning.
Yes. Let's hear you, please.
I think this issue it's not any big issue.
You think it's not a big issue?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think so?
My reason, I don't condone the man's attitude or act. No, it is not good. But it has happened. So what we're looking at is she should accept that it has happened and move on with the marriage. It's not a choice.
Are you coming from a place of experience?
Well, not actually, but slightly, I'll put it.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So what if we flip the tables round and it was you at the receiving end? So you are Kosia, you are the man.
Oh, let me put it this way: love is very strong. Love is very strong. If it was me, I would endure so far as she loves me. I hold on tight, show her much love so that she might not be that.
Francis, are you married? This is not textbook, oh. This is not theory, oh. You're saying that your wife could go and get pregnant for another man and come back and then you take it?
Well. It sounds crazy, but if you love her, you love her.
I beg, are you married? You're single and available. Can you give your number to my producer so that when people call, we can give? Because you're like 1 in a million.
On a serious note, I have to be serious. On a serious note, do with it. It's one of the things. Even in the Bible, we can refer to Abraham.
Okay. We hear you, Francis. Thank you very much. Let's speak to Salam. Salam is also in Tamale. Good morning, Salam.
Yeah, good morning, Mama V.
Yes, Salam. Oh, I'm very well, thank you. So Akosia is here. What should she do? What do you think?
You see, before you get into marriage, you have to be able to counsel yourself even before somebody counsels you. Now, the world that we live in, everybody has what we call hidden behaviors in them that you cannot identify. It will be very difficult for you to identify your partner's behavior even over a period of time. So what you have to do is that when I was talking about the counseling yourself is to be able to prepare for some kind of hidden behaviors that your partner will bring out. So now go back to what Roland was saying, that it is her decision to now make. Now you make a mistake in marriage, you have to follow maybe the religion that you belong to. Then you can now look at it and then make a choice from that.
Okay.
That is, if you are coming from the Muslim point of view, then you have to go back to your in-laws and then tell them that this is what your husband has done. And then if they counsel him or they guide him through certain things and you feel like maybe you are not okay with that, then you can divorce the person.
Okay.
But if not, the decision lies with Akosua.
Okay. All right. Salam.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Lawrence is in Achimota. Lawrence, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes,
Amani.
Lawrence. Yes, sir. You're on air now.
Yes.
Let's hear you.
Good. In fact, you mentioned that the lady knew the man had some unfaithful attitude before they got married, right? And then they married, the man has a child outside wedlock. Hello?
Yes, Lawrence, we can hear you. We're following.
My point is, having a child outside wedlock is not the only reason, or it's not, doesn't mean that by all means there should be divorce. Because if some of us, our mothers have to divorce because our fathers got children from elsewhere, some of us wouldn't have even been born. So please, if somebody, per chance, mistake, whatever, gets a child outside wedlock, it's not it shouldn't mean that for that particular reason, that reason alone, there should be divorce.
But Lawrence, if you look at the trend, isn't it looking more like an attitude than like a one-time thing?
It's not a lifetime thing. It's an attitude the lady saw before they got into the marriage. So that can also be worked at. Because which attitude don't you all have? Yeah, there are things which are not right, yes. But I'm suggesting that the woman should not divorce because the man brought a child from outside of wedlock or from another woman.
All right. Can we flip the tables, Lawrence? Would you give a woman the same audience? Would you give a woman the same opportunity?
I was telling my wife, we were watching the program. I told my wife that if she likes, she could go and bring somebody from a child from outside and see whether I would divorce her. I was telling her, and she's laughing.
So what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
What I'm saying is that if per chance he does something like that, it will not be the reason I will stand on to divorce her.
Okay.
Because you should look at the other aspect of divorce. Why are we thinking of only the unfaithfulness of the man or the woman? They have 2 children. Are they looking at the other aspect of divorce? What will happen to the children, etc.
So without the children, is there still a marriage? Because children will leave at some point.
Yes, definitely. But as I'm saying, like, has he looked at the other aspect of divorce? It's not only because of unfaithfulness. There's more to it than just the 2 of them.
Interesting.
There's more to it. So they should consider all that, think through everything, and if you divorce, not divorce because the man has got a child outside wedlock. It should be a whole lot of things.
Lawrence, I would like to take your number. So kindly leave your number with my producer, Derek Okosam. He's going to take your number, Lawrence. Thank you very much. Let's speak to Kweku. Kweku is from Hoho, and that's our very last call. Kweku, thank you for holding. Apologies. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I think it's a high time this lady forgives this man and they move on. Because a devil you know is better than an angel that you don't know. It happened once again. Like it happened before and it's repeating itself again. And
then you know that it could happen again.
Yeah.
So you keep living with the devil you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just have to manage and live in such a way that things that maybe it's from you, the fault is from you, you don't know what's really the problem. So you have to counsel your man and ask him, what's the problem? What's wrong there? I think it's from me.
Okay.
Actually, I'm also a victim.
When you say you're a victim, what does that mean?
Like right away, I'm a man. And I have a lady that I'm dating.
Okay, but you're married, but you have somebody that you're dating.
No, I'm not yet married. We are still dating.
Okay.
But I have a child with one lady that I'm not married to.
Okay.
Or I'm not dating.
Okay. Did you have the child? Did you see this other woman whilst you were still dating the woman you're dating?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I've explained myself several times to the lady and she seems to understand me. But right the way as I'm speaking to you, like the other lady right now is telling me she's pregnant. While the one that I really love, I'm dating, is still there. She is working. She's not here with me. To me, I think that for my problem, it's like I'm not living with her. That's causing it.
Okay, so what happened? You know, Roland asked a number of questions, and I was thinking, oh, is that the first thing you should ask in terms of, as a woman, what didn't I give him or what didn't I do? So what is it that this particular one that you are with didn't do? That's why you stepped out and now you have a woman pregnant for you. Can you answer that?
Like what I'm saying is, my problem of that kind is like, she's not staying with me, and always I feel to be with someone. As I'm speaking with you now, I'm at home alone.
Okay.
I feel like to be with my girls.
So, you know, one of the things that our parents would ask when you say that is, so why don't you just simply marry her and live with her? Hello, Kweku. Oh, we lost Kweku right there. Kweku was sharing his personal experience with us, which we absolutely appreciate because that's hard to find. We want to say thank you to all those who have called us now. Let's turn our attention and read some more messages, Roland.
Well, a couple of messages. This one is from Rita Kumase. Says, Roland, please, I don't agree with you. I was only, you know, giving myself the benefit.
Roland, at this point, you're just reading the messages. No rebuttals.
There are some men, you will give them everything in their house, but they will still cheat.
No comments.
The lady should pray for the husband. Marriage is for better or for worse. Thank you.
This is from who?
This is from Rita.
Read it like that.
Okay. Akosia, no, this is from Charles Ofori. From Akosombo, Tosca. The quality of your singleness will be seen in your marriage. What you allow, you have to make up your mind to tolerate. You both must fear God on all grounds before marriage. Today's generation don't want the truth, but compromise. It's part of the new, or say that it's part of the new age order. Commitment is not about how you feel, but the many related things that you have to do. Now, dear AM, the faith of Akosia should advise her. I also believe that because the question is not shared, if she also had sexual affair with her before marriage, and if she got pregnant before marriage, and that's Said. He seemed to suggest that. Okay. This one is from Steve. It says, Akosia saw the red light and decided to cross it. Love does not mean you should close your eyes to negative behavioral tendencies. All right.
All right. We know that we've got like loads of messages, but obviously we can't read all. But you can keep them coming in on Joy News Interactive later this morning. Maps will share the rest of it. But if you've got an issue really dear to you that you want to let us know, related, relationship, just write to us at info@myjoyonline.com, info@myjoyonline.com. Write to Dear AM. And just as we've done for Akosia, we'll try and get some support for you. We're no experts. That's why we bring in somebody who's got the expertise to help. And we hope that with the messages, the phone calls, and with the intervention from Reverend Siripi, Akosia, you know what to do now. I think what's standing out very strongly is the fact that you need some counseling. If you want us to help with that, kindly write back to us. We can link you up with Reverend Siripi or any of our counselors that we have. But we hope that we've been helpful to you, Akosia. We wish you well.